music from past decades and the top hits every day, 24/7. Listen to the weekly Top 20 every Saturday and Sunday. It's music 24/7 on IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
So we're sitting here with the man, Tom Morales. If you want to build culture and grow your business the right way, take a page out of his playbook. You know, Tom's best strength is his ability to be available as a leader. And so I wanted to show you kind of his day-to-day as he walks the floor here at Morales Group.
But I also want them to understand that I'm never not there for them. For the company is a person we call our janitor. And so when we held them in that level of high esteem and stuff, I think they realize that they're as important as anybody else in this company.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
Come on! What's wrong with you?
Being a man used to be simpler. You guard the cave, provide sustenance, honor thy name. A handshake sealed the deal, and a word was a promise. Today, things are a bit more complicated. We try to impress people we don't know by acquiring things we don't need. We have friends lists, but few real friendships. Things like integrity and kindness have fallen by the wayside. How can we know if we measure up when the scale is constantly changing? The Freemasons believe that a man's job is to be the best version of himself possible. To pursue truth and self-discovery. To give more and take less. We connect with our fellow man so that we may learn from each other, to challenge one another to live up to our highest ideals. We believe a man should be judged by his strength of character, his willingness to make sacrifices to improve both himself and the lives of those around him. For hundreds of years, the Freemasons have helped men find more meaning, to make connections with other men in a way that truly matters. For those seeking a deeper sense of purpose, a chance to make lasting friendships. To reach higher. To find more.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
It's senior night here on IPSathletics.tv here at George Washington High School. It's the host Continentals taking on Indiana Math and Science. Like I said, the season finale, also senior night here, so we've got a lot to look forward here on our final game of the regular season. This is our first inaugural season here on IndianaSRN with IPS Athletics. And I'd say, for the most part, Justin Griffiths, it's been very successful. We've seen our handful of very exciting games, some very quality teams as well, and hopefully we're looking for some of those quality teams to continue that great play into the postseason. But before we finish things up here, we've got one last game here with George Washington. And Justin, I bring you in here. They're taking on Indiana Math and Science. What can we expect from this game here on senior night?
Well, it's first and foremost making sure that the seniors get their playing time. You know, that's probably what coach is going to be looking for off the bat. Secondly, you know, the Continentals are coming in. They're going to finish the regular season with a losing record, regardless of today's result. Unfortunately, it's really a tune-up game for their sectionals opponent, and to make sure that coach gets everything that he wants implemented in here tonight.
Well, you mentioned the record. They're sitting at 9-12, but you look at last season, they finished at 9-12. So a win tonight could actually be improvement from last season, and that's a big deal for the first time head coach Aaron Hogg. He was at Manual last year, took over the helm for the well-respected Ken Roseman. Can't say enough about how great of a person Ken Roseman is, but he had to step away due to other things. So Aaron Hogg, first season at the helm, and I'd say he's done a great job. And you also pointed on getting those seniors some playing time. I don't think that'll be a problem because there's only 3 seniors on this Continental roster, and those 3 seniors are Isaac Liggins, Kendall Matthews, and Donovan Johnson. All 3 of those guys get some good minutes and are also most of the time playing the starting lineup. So I'm sure we'll see all 3 of those guys get some well-deserved minutes here. And then on the other side, we have Indiana Math and Science. They're coming in on the year at, I believe, last season they had a record of 16-18, and their record right now escapes me. If you have that, please help me out. But anyway, they also have a first-time head coach in Terrence Johnson. So 2 first-time head coaches squaring off against each other, and these 2 teams actually played last year, and George Washington was able to squeak out the win 48-42. So a well-played game last year, and I'm sure we're going to see the same here this time. Indiana Math and Science, also a fairly young team. They've only got 3 seniors as well, so we can look at that pretty even on both sides. But I've been able to see George Washington play a handful of times this year. They're very athletic. They've got some good size and a few players. They like to get up and down the court. So real quickly, how would you like to see them start off this game?
I would really like to see them, get up and down the floor like you mentioned, like they want to do. But they got to make sure that they keep good possessions regardless if Indiana Math and Science is able to run with them or not. Make sure in the half court that they are playing a half court wise. You get the sets that coach is calling out. Make sure that you are running them crisp and making sure there's no lolly passes and everything like that to make sure that you put away a team that you should put away tonight. Make sure that you're able to do so.
In Indiana Math and Science, thanks to my great producer, Keith Myers, they're sitting at 10-11 on the year, so similar record to George Washington, and they're led by their junior shooting guard, Cam Horge, averaging 18 points a game. They also have a freshman, King Jimison, averaging 11 points, and then also a sophomore, Jaden Hatfield, averaging 9.5 games. So really it's a youth movement for the Knights over there. They kind of spread it around. Both teams averaging about similar amount of points on both sides. Indiana Math and Science averaging 54 points per game, while Washington is averaging 60. And for the Knights, what would you like to see them do here coming in tonight and come out with a victory?
Well, for the Knights, it's going to be more of you're going to have to slow Washington down if possible. I would like to see them kind of implement a full court pressure or a three-quarters trap if they're of the capability to be able to do so. And then just like Washington on the offensive side of the ball, make sure that in your half court you're able to run those sets smoothly, crisply as you get ready for Traders Point, who's a much improved team from a year ago.
And the Knights looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Going to be a tough task because, like I said, there's some talented players on this Washington side of the basketball. Just to name a few guys, Isaac Liggins, one of the seniors, a 6'6" forward, can play around the paint, has a very long wingspan, looks to block shots and just wreak havoc around the basket. And then they also bring in Donovan Johnson, another senior. He's a great shooter, and sometimes he gets the starting nod. Sometimes he'll come off the bench, but either way, you're going to see him out there with a very high motor. And then also, Antoine Hearns, love this kid because when he goes out there, he plays with no fear. Doesn't matter who's guarding him. He has a quick trigger. He'll pull up right over the top of him. But I have to give credit to my favorite player on this team. I've got to see him a handful of times this year. It's the big man in the middle, number 50, Latravion Enright, the junior. He's 6'4", a big body. He's got a big frame, and he'll go to work down low. He's got a handful of different post moves he goes to. And I mentioned he's number 50. Justin, I know you follow the NBA a little bit, and also this was a former Indiana high school standout in the early 2000s. He reminds me a lot of this player. He played for the Memphis Grizzlies. Can you take a guess at who it is?
Greg Oden.
No, it's Zach Randolph. Zach Randolph. Keith Myers, my producer, chimed in, got that. He reminds me a lot of Zach Randolph because, like I said, he plays bully ball down there, but a lot of the times the defense will sag off of him around the free throw line. If that happens, you'll see him be able to knock down some shots. He had 20 points against Garin Catholic, and just 2 games ago he had 11 points versus Addicts, and he was also able to knock down 2 threes, so look for him to spread the floor. But a lot of talented guys on this team. And like you said, I think for Washington, they just have to get out and kind of do what they do, have some fun out there on senior night.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing for Washington as they get ready to play Beech Grove in their sectional opening draw is, play smart, play hard, play together. So easy said than done. At times, especially when you have a new coach implementing new things into the system after a legendary coach steps away. It's going to be big to see what they're able to do tonight. Indiana Math and Science, like I mentioned, they drew Traders Point in their sectional game. They actually play KIPP Indy Legacy tomorrow.
So quick turnaround there for Math and Science. And we see everyone getting lined up here for the national anthem. It's a full house here at George Washington. We've got the cheerleaders out on the court. We also heard the band during the pregame, so that's a welcoming sight. I'm sure they're going to be loud and representing throughout the game. But as we get ready to tip here, it's going to be George Washington hosting Indiana Math and Science here on IPSathletics.tv, powered by IndianaSRN, and we'll be right back after a quick break.
Locations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Hey, it's Keith Myers from Indiana Sports Radio Network. Well, thank you that you're watching the game tonight on IndianaSRN. If you would like to know more information about IndianaSRN, send me an email, coach@IndianaSRN.org. As vice president of this company, we hope that you sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
Just let me know. We're back here on IPSathletics.tv, powered by IndianaSRN. Just want to remind everyone that our first quarter is going to be brought to you by the Morales Group as we get set here for the introductions of this starting lineup. First is going to be the visiting team in the Indiana Math and Science Knights. Once again, they are led by head coach Terrence Johnson in his first year. They're sitting at 10-11 on this season. The Knights come into the game averaging 54 points per game. They allow 56. So pretty even keeled there on both sides as we see their first starter in Cam Hodge, the junior, averaging 18 points per game. Also, the captain, the senior point guard, Kendrick Thomas, averaging 7. Number 21 as well, Jaden Mickens, the shooting guard, the sophomore, averaging 2 points per game. And the other captain, Chris Hatfield, the junior, averaging 4 points per game. And then it's the big man in the middle, number 24, Jaden Hatfield, the sophomore. And like we said, you can see all the way over on the baseline, they've got a bunch of tables lined up for all of their seniors. Getting the nod here is Aaron Hampton, the junior guard for the Continentals. And that's number 23, Antoine Hearns, the 6'7" junior. Also getting the start is one of their seniors. I believe that is Kendall Matthews, the senior guard. And there's long leg Liggins, Isaac Liggins, the forward senior, standing at 6'6", and then also the other senior in Donovan Johnson. So Latravian Enright, unfortunately, we're not going to get to see him get the start, but I'm sure we'll see him in there. So there you go, Aaron Hogg looking fresh. He's got the suit on, ready to coach up these guys on senior night. Great crowd on hand. We love to see this. And more importantly, Justin, it's just great to see that we've been able to get through pretty much a full girls basketball season, and now we're coming to the playoffs for the boys basketball seasons. Not too many hiccups here with COVID. I think the IHSAA has done a phenomenal job.
They really have. And again, I tip my hat to the association. We're able to get through a full fall season, and now we crowned a girls swimming, boys swimming is going on right now, and girls state is going on as we get ready for boys sectional. It has been a great job by the IHSAA to be able to follow the county guidelines and be able to have athletics.
Washington wins the tips. The Knights come out in a 2-3 zone. Quick shot there as Washington is able to capitalize on an early three-pointer.
Matthews with the big-time three to open up the scoring.
Kendall Matthews, one of the players that usually doesn't start for this team, taking advantage of those opportunities. Elbow line jumper, knocks it down there.
Mickens with the jumper and able to keep math and science within a point.
So a quick answer there from math and science. Another three-point shot. Nothing but net there for Aaron Hampton.
And that's one of the bad things that you're able to do if you play a 2-3 zone like Indiana Math and Science does, is you give up that three-point shot more often than not.
Yeah, I think they're worried about the size of Washington. And here's a steal and a poke away. And coming quickly the other way, Donovan Johnson getting on the board. So quickly, the Continentals are spreading it around. It's the exact kind of start Washington was asking for there, as I believe that's going to be a quick foul against Johnson. A little bit too handsy there. But Justin, you have to like the energy so far from the Continentals.
Yeah, so far it's been great by the Continentals, able to keep the crowd in it right now.
Box set out of bounds here for the Knights. As it's Horge with it up top, being guarded by Hampton. Trying to work baseline, draws the double team, dishes it over. And there's going to be another foul here against George Washington. So this one goes against Hearns. His first. It's actually a shooting foul. So now Hatfield's going to go to the line, but Justin, unfortunately, he's only a 20% free throw shooter on the year.
Yeah, and one thing that they're going to have to definitely get better on is shooting free throws, especially after a quick turnaround, and then a sectional opponent like Traders Point, not afraid to put you on the line, and you can actually listen to that game here on the radio on IndianaSRN. That's a 7:30 tip-off.
We're going to have a bunch of sectionals coverage here on IndianaSRN, so be sure to go to IndianaSRN.org or follow us on Twitter. We'll keep you updated there. Now it's Liggins driving baseline, able to get all the way to the rim for two. 4 different scorers in the box here for the Continentals. There's a ball screen. It's Thomas. The ball is deflected out of bounds. Another baseline out of bounds here for the Knights. Another box set here for Indiana Math and Science. Outside, quick shot, Horge off the mark. Hearns with the rebound. Johnson with it on the far side. Right back to him. Hearns, I mentioned, is a player, if he sees an opportunity, he's going to let that ball fly, and I love the confidence from him. Johnson with the dish over to Hearns, and right on cue, there it is. 3 for 3 from the three-point line. And Justin, I don't think any of those threes have hit rim.
No, they have all been straight through the nylon, as that forces Math and Science to call a 30-second timeout. And what's more impressive, Ben, is the fact that Washington has not missed a shot to open up the score.
That is very impressive. I want to remind everyone that tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Officially Human. Our foundational goal is to restore respect to game officials and also recognize them as authorities on the field and on the courts. Check out our website at officiallyhuman.com. So real quickly, Terrence Johnson corralling the troops, kind of telling them, listen, guys, there's not really much you can do. I mean, Washington just hitting everything, but we got to get something going on offense.
Yeah, and I really like what Washington's coming out after the timeout. They're putting a little bit of pressure on Math and Science, something I wanted them to do against Washington.
Just about 3 minutes in here to the first quarter, and already Washington on senior night, the double-digit lead. Knights with it on the far side. That's Horge. Over to Jimison, the freshman, off the mark. Liggins skies all the way up for that one, tips it over to his teammate Hearns. And here comes Washington coming the other way. Johnson with it, looking to set up the offense. Some good pressure here from the Knights, forcing them to keep the ball out deep. Liggins looking down low, nothing there. Johnson, aggressive drive. It is poked away. The ball is going to stay with the Continentals. We also want to remind everyone that tonight's game is brought to you by Alley Cat Gymnastics. Do you have a child attending daycare or preschool in the greater Indianapolis area? Are they interested in gymnastics or Ninja Warrior classes? Alley Cat Gymnastics is a mobile program that brings the fun to your child's school or daycare. We even have ninja classes for your little warrior. For more information, visit our website at alleycatsgymnastics.com or call us at 317-820-9484. Here come the Knights streaming down the court, and they're going to draw another foul. This one's going to go against Isaac Liggins. So one thing we can look out for here, maybe some early foul trouble here for the Continentals.
And I think that is what's really big for the Continentals, is they got to make sure that their big scorers stay out of that foul trouble, because Math and Science likes to switch the tempo up from now and then as they're able to make that first free throw. They got to make sure that to keep the big man in the game.
Kendrick Thomas, the senior point guard, also a captain for this team.
And there's going to be a lane violation against the Continentals, leaving the area just a tad too early.
This is a problem with this Continental team. Sometimes you can see flashes of brilliance, but they've still got some things to work on. Just some minor things that can easily be coachable fixes that I'm sure Coach Hogg is going to work on as Thompson's able to capitalize on the mistake. Johnson looking to set up the offense here for Washington. Going to take another strong drive, but that one is blocked there by Hatfield. He averages a block and a half per game, but quickly the other way, the flush for Antoine Hearns. Doesn't take much for him to get up to the rim.
Yeah, good quick steal, gets it up ahead to Hearns, and he's able to slam it home with two hands.
And we're seeing here on makes, Washington is deciding to go with a man-to-man full court pressure, not making anything easy here for Indiana Math and Science. Man-to-man defense here for the Continentals. And another turnover for the Knights. We're going to see here that quick steal. Just a two-hand flush for Hearns.
Yeah, and again, just easy play, easy 2 points. And really, when Math and Science was really starting to get a little bit of momentum, George Washington was able to take that away easily.
Just over halfway through the first quarter. And Washington is up by 10. Looking to score more here against the Knights. And Hampton able to give himself 5 points on the night with a nice floater in the paint.
And we just got an update from the girls' state. Linton Stockton up big against Tipton, 32-14.
And there's Liggins using those long arms to get the deflection. So baseline out of bounds here for the Knights. They're going to be playing Traders Point at the Metro sectional. We're going to have that on the radio side here at IndianaSRN on Tuesday night around 7:30. So be sure to tune in for that. Actually, the Knights lost on a game-winning shot against Traders Point, so they're going to be hungry to get some revenge there in that sectional game.
Yeah, again, the Knights of Traders Point are a much improved team from a year ago. They were able to hold off Providence Crystal Ray last week.
And Justin, not only has the offense been really good so far for Washington, the defense is applying a lot of pressure as well. There hasn't really been any easy looks for the Knights so far.
No, and that's what comes with very good coaching on is the discipline that they have. Now, can the kids stay disciplined is a completely different question, but Coach Hogg has really done a great job instilling it in the first couple minutes here.
Nice cut there from Jimison, but he comes up empty. And here's Donovan Johnson coming quickly the other way. Antoine Hearns with a little fake. Gets all the way to the rim. He's going to draw the foul. We'll see who that one's against. Looks like it's going to be against number 24. That is Jaden Hatfield. And real quickly, I want to give a shout-out to the former head coach, Ken Roseman. He's still a teacher at George Washington, still very involved with his basketball program. But I remember last year I was able to do senior night at George Washington. They played, I believe it was Indiana Montessori possibly. Wasn't a very good game, but at halftime I saw probably one of the most emotional things I've ever seen in high school basketball since covering it. They found out actually that Coach Roseman was free of cancer, so they honored him at halftime. Everyone came together, both teams came together, formed a circle, and it was one of the most emotional things I've ever seen. And it was so well-deserving because he's such a great guy and puts in so much to the George Washington community.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to do their game against Traders Point a year ago, and
I think I did that game with you, actually.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell that he was battling cancer.
Yeah, that was one of his last games before he had to take a break.
He was so into the game at all times, and we love him over here at IndianaSRN, and that love, I feel, is very much reciprocated.
And the thing that he gained so much respect for me after that game, I remember I think you interviewed him after that game. Yeah. And he was talking about one of their star players had just went down with a season-ending ACL injury.
Yep.
And he was almost brought to tears talking about that player and how much he felt for them not being able to finish out his senior season. So just all around a great coach, even better person that really cares for every single one of these players. Quick three here the other way for the Knights, no good. As this lead has ballooned to over 15 points with 1:30 to go, but Knights going to get the ball back here. Again, good crowd on hand. We love to see this, everyone coming out supporting the Washington community and these three seniors. Forge the inbound to Mickens. 21-4 here at the bottom of your screen on IPSathletics.tv. That's Hatfield with it down low. Back out to Jimison, the freshman, getting the starting nod. It's been pretty solid for this Knights team. Forge the quick trigger at the top of the key, off the mark. Jackson into the game with the rebound. Here's Hearns. He'll step up and take that. Sure does. He says, hey, give me some room. I'll let it fly. Off the mark, leaves it short. And here's Forge. He's also got the green light from outside. I believe that's going to be another foul here against Washington.
It's going to be against Hampton.
So the one thing you can say, at least they're spreading out the fouls. There's no one.
Yeah, so far there's been 4 fouls on the Washington team, each of the players getting 1 foul apiece.
Out of bounds under the basket for Math and Science into the corner. Back to Horge, the junior shooting guard. They go down low to Hatfield. Nice pass to the other side. You can see Hearns wreaking havoc. But right there is Jaden Hatfield to get his first 2 points of the night. And quickly, in the blink of an eye, is Johnson laying it in at the other end. Just under 30 seconds to go. And the ball is going to go the other way. So that is Eric Hickenbottom, the junior guard, coming into the game and asserting himself on the defensive end of the ball. And now we'll probably see George Washington hold for the last shot, but like I said, they've been so great on offense. They might take the first look they get.
Yeah, they've been playing fast tempo all game, so I doubt that they'll hold for one. But they're not afraid to as well, as we get a kicked ball. And what I really enjoy here is that the referees have allowed both teams to play a little bit. You know, they're not calling it tight. They are allowing these guys to get out. So big shout out to these referees to be able to allow these kids to play basketball.
Jackson, the inbound to Hampton. 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Over the top, Hearns able to finish on the alley-oop. And how about that end to the first quarter here on senior night? Washington almost with a 20-point lead, up 25-6 here on IPSathletics.tv. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be an entertaining game here on IndianaSRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Back here after the quick break on IPSathletics.tv. I want to remind everyone that first quarter was brought to you by Morales Group and also KOA Campgrounds Holiday. Whether you're exploring the local area or hanging out at the campground, KOA Holidays are an ideal place to relax and play. There's plenty to do with amenities and services to make your stay memorable. Make your reservation now for the 2021 season. Give us a call at 317-849-1397, located at I-70 and Mount Comfort Road. So here come the Knights, here with significant work to do here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they started off good, and then just like that, Washington able to get a quick steal.
For Derek Jackson, able to take it all the way and finish, but before that foul on the ground, that's going to be against number 3, Cam Horge. Second quarter brought to you by College Hunks and Movers. So I guess a little bit of college continuation here. Hey, we're not complaining. It's senior night here. Anything goes. And Jackson says, hey, give me the 2 points. I'll make it 3. Full court pressure here by the Continentals, extending this lead to 22 points here early in the second quarter. Cam Horge still looking to get on the board. The leading scorer for the Knights, averaging just under 20 points per game. A phenomenal three-point shooter at just under 40% on the season. Strong move, but we see Hickenbottom come over and help with the double team. This one's going to stay with the Knights, but I want to give Horge some credit. Not only does he shoot 39%, he's made 59 three-pointers on the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's very impressive. He's missed his only attempt here so far early on, and Hickenbottom was just on the baseline stopping that turnover.
So Mickens with it, able to draw the foul. Looks like that one's going to go against Hickenbottom. So again, 5 fouls here on Washington. 5 different players.
Yeah. And again, the foul differential is mounting up a little bit, but
I think with this lead, you're probably pretty comfortable if you're Coach Hogg. You say, hey, keep staying aggressive. It's paying off. Here's Balance into the game here, starting off the second quarter. And there's another and one, a strong take from Hickenbottom. This time, there's no question that one's going to count.
And Hatfield picked up his second foul.
So that's significant. Jaden Hatfield, the rim protector here for the Knights, averages 2 blocks per game. Good size at 6'5". Only a sophomore, so a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one of the things that as you get into your junior and senior season, you learn to be a little bit more straight up with it. as the three-point opportunity is converted. But for a young kid like him, there's only an upside for him.
And so far, we have to give Continental some credit. They've been really good at the free throw line so far, too, capitalizing on all their opportunities.
Yeah, they are 4 for 4 from the foul line.
Inbounds pass over the top to Jimison. He gets all the way into the paint. Deflected. Maybe that was Liggins getting in there, but there's a late foul call. We'll see who this one's going to go against. So this time it's Travis Balance drawing his first foul. This is going to lead to, I believe, a 1-and-1 opportunity here for the Knights. So this is something they can use to their advantage and try and chip into this deficit. Jimison on the season, a 60% free throw shooter. Able to knock down the first. This second quarter is brought to you by our very own IndianaSRN having a viewing party. Let us know. Tweet us at IndianaSRN and be ready for the shout out. Follow us for all your updates and much more on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Also, check out our YouTube page. That's where most of the action goes down.
Yeah, and don't only check us out on the YouTube page. Make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell as well, so you get alerted 30 minutes before we go live, and then once we do go live.
So we've got a foul on the offensive end. That's 2 quick fouls here for Travis Balance. We'll see if he stays into the game. But also, subscribe to our YouTube page. This is probably our busiest time of the year on the boys basketball side of things. And that offensive foul is going to lead to Thomas attempting the 1-and-1 here for the Knights. Leaves that one short. Liggins able to corral the rebound. Hickenbottom bringing it up the court for the Continentals. Thought about the three, passes it off. Jackson going to bring this one all the way out and bring it all the way back to the front of the rim. Love that there from Frederick Jackson. He's got a quick 5 points here in the second quarter. Lead, you can see 33-8. Everything going right here so far for Washington. And Justin, with the way this game's going, I think I'm going to be pulling out those trivia questions for you in the second half, so you better stay on your toes.
All righty.
Jackson with the quick rebound in transition. He's going to slow things down. Over the corner. Taking bottom off the mark, left that one short. Horge with the rebound. Dishes over to the corner. Off the mark is Jimison. He struggled so far from the field. Balance taking his time to get the ball over half court. Nice ball screen and roll there from Jackson. Phenomenal read, just can't finish at the rim. Horge, that's his spot right there, the wing. Left it short. Quick offensive rebound off the mark. Isaac Liggins with the rebound. Love that long wingspan from Isaac Liggins. Hampton thought about the three, passes it off to Balance. Hampton using that ball screen. Back over to Balance. It's good pressure from Jimison there. Liggins all by himself, too strong off the back iron. Just under 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter on IPSathletics.tv. Ball back out up top to Jimison. He gets all the way to the paint. Strong offensive rebound, but he's denied by Liggins. That's his second block on the night. Quick outlet pass up the court. That is wrestled away there by Jimison. 3-on-2 opportunity, but some good hands by this pesky defense of the Continentals. As now a foul is going to be called, so they continue to add up here for Washington. That one's going to go against Hickenbottom. That's his second, so now Balance and Hickenbottom both with 2 apiece. You can see these Knights players are very gassed. Jimison trying to catch his breath before he attempts his first free throw. Leaves that one short as well. Antoine Hearns back into the game. Kendall Matthews as well. Matthews, the senior, got the start tonight. Jimison knocks down the second. He's got 3 points, all coming here in this second quarter, halfway through the first half. Elbow line jumper too strong there from Liggins. And it's King Jimison weaving his way through traffic, able to get all the way to the bucket. He's going to go to the line for 2.
And Travis Balance just picked up his 3rd foul.
So I'm sure now Coach Aaron Hogg is going to probably pull him off, say, hey, we're going to need you to take a breather. And they've got plenty of guys eager to get into this game and contribute here on senior night.
Jimison left that short again.
Yeah, I believe that's 3 of them now. He's left right at the front of the rim.
3 at the front of the rim, but 1 rolled in. He's 3 for 5 from the line.
There you go. See him hold that follow through, but it's still not enough. That one closer, but still rattles out as Hampton comes down with that board. Antoine Hearns setting up the offense. Liggins going back to Hearns. Look for him to go to work. He's got the size advantage, but a generous pass over to the senior Matthews, too strong. Hearns, great spin move and finish at the rim. He's been great here in this first half.
He has 13 points, and that was his first shot attempt of the second quarter.
And a good, strong drive there from Horge to get his first 2 points on the night. There's Donovan Johnson leaving that one short. But another offensive rebound here for Washington. Hampton, good pump fake, pull up, jumper. That's cash. Another foul here. Looks like this one's probably going to go against Hampton. We'll see here who the foul will be called on. And indeed it is Hampton. So now he has his second. So it looks like we might see a handful of reserves get some minutes here with these foul troubles coming in the second half.
Yes, indeed, as Thomas missed his first of 2.
He was 2 for 2 from the stripe in the first quarter. Connects on the second.
1 of 3 from second.
The second quarter is brought to you by Summers Heating and Cooling. When you're looking for a prompt and professional service, you can find experience that you need at Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We're family owned and operated. Call us today at 317-620-1073. Chris Hatfield picking up the foul, his first on the night. This is going to be sideline out of bounds. 4th foul only for the Knights. So they've got a few more to give before one-on-one opportunity arises for Washington.
That's one thing that I want Washington to kind of do in the second half that Mathens Hines has been able to do in the first is just play physical, but don't play over physical and keep the foul count down, because that's what you're going to have to do against Beech Grove.
And Washington lost to Beech Grove earlier this season. Nice block there from Hatfield. Mitch Horge coming the other way.
Bolton and give him the bucket.
Indeed. And I believe that's going to be Jimison there for the 2 points. He's got 5 tonight. But like I mentioned, Washington lost to Beech Grove, a very, very good Beech Grove team. I believe they only have 6 losses on the year. They lost that game by 12, 56-68. So they're going to look for some revenge. And I think if Washington plays well, they play loose and they take care of the ball, they can give a good run for their money at Beech Grove and have a chance at even winning that sectional, because I think Beech Grove is probably the favorite to win that one, being at home. 3 rattles out there. Horge comes down with it. Looking to get back on the board here for the Knights. As Washington leading here in the first half by 23 points. Corner 3 from Horge, too strong. And Matthews with the rebound over to Hearns. Hampton nails it. His second 3 of the night. That one, I think, was from the circle downtown.
Yep.
So just over a minute to play here, as the Knights have just been overpowered in the first half. Jimison working one-on-one. Little fadeaway jumper, love the touch. He's been the guy here in the second quarter for the Knights with 7 points. Under a minute to go. Liggins going to get all the way to the hoop, draws the foul before that can happen.
And that's going to go on Chris Hatfield.
So now both Hatfields with 2 apiece. Just going to throw this one out top with 50 seconds to go in the first half. Nice dish. Liggins can't connect, though, from close. Jimison all the way to the rim from the left side. Offensive rebound. There's Hatfield. Able to put it up and in. Hampton, nice little hezzy. Johnson, good dish. Liggins powering his way to the bucket. He's got 4 points here tonight. 20 seconds to go. Love the defensive pressure there from Aaron Hampton. Strong take from Hatfield. He's going to go to the line.
And Matthews just picked up his second. So Balance, Hickenbottom, Hampton, and Matthews all in foul trouble here for the Continentals.
Like I said, this could be something to look out for. As Chris Hatfield too strong on the first. And you know, I'm kind of curious. You know who we haven't seen tonight is Latravion Enright. I wonder what the situation is with that, if they're just kind of keeping him on reserve since sectionals are right around the corner. If there's an injury issue that's going on, we didn't have a chance to talk to Aaron Hogg, but I was really looking forward for him to get an opportunity, as I believe there's going to be a quick timeout here from the first-year head coach in Aaron Hogg.
Yeah, with 11.2 seconds left to go in this first half, Washington has really just been able to control the pace of play and able to play their style of basketball, which is loose, but not too loose where you force or have unforced turnovers. Again, my only criticism about them is the fact that they have four different players in foul trouble.
But I really like that timeout there from Coach Hogg, you know, with 11 seconds left. He definitely only called that timeout to work on a certain set that he wants to see them run here. And that's what great coaches do, especially heading into this playoff basketball time. You want to make sure everything you're working on is fine-tuned, so we'll see what they've got here and what they decide to draw up. A little flare screen trying to get Liggins to go. As it's Hearns kind of slipping out to the three-point line, can't connect, just under a second to play here in the first half. And just letting everyone know here watching IPSathletics.tv that it's senior night at George Washington, so instead of taking our traditional halftime break, we're going to take a quick breather here, but then when we come back, we're going to have the full coverage of senior night festivities here at halftime, so don't go anywhere. You're going to see every senior from all winter sports across the George Washington and Continentals team being covered and honored here at halftime, so don't go anywhere here after this quick break.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
How about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo!
You see my kid?
Yeah,
Come on! What's wrong with you?
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at ReynoldsFarmEquipment.com.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo!
You see my kid?
Yeah,
Come on!
Back here at halftime on IPSathletics.tv, George Washington on senior night leading Indiana Math and Science 42-18. And as you saw during this halftime, the three seniors for this team were honored. Those three seniors are as followed. Isaac Liggins, he's got 4 points at the half. Kendall Matthews has 3, and Donovan Johnson also has 4 points. Really cool to see them go out to half court, get to take a picture with not only their family, their coaches, and other teachers throughout the George Washington community, but the whole team went out there and took a picture with them. So just really awesome to see a team like this so closely knit together, and you can tell they all just really love each other and care about one another, and really cool to see them all enjoy senior night together.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that is very special about this George Washington team. Even though their record might not show up, this is a very tight-knit bunch. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have gone onto this floor throughout the COVID situation. And, again, I'm just amazed that we are able to get to this point with such unprecedented times.
Yeah, really, really important that we were able to get through the full season, especially for these kids, kind of give them something to take their minds off of, the e-learning, the virtual learning, all these other kind of hardships and difficulties they've had to deal with. But this George Washington team, they also had to come together and deal with another hardship of their own. They lost a former teammate this summer who unfortunately passed away. Michael Williams was also honored at halftime. The PA announcer gave a very touching tribute to him as well. And that's just really sad to see. Anytime, no matter what, a young man losing his life coming up unexpectedly. So very cool to see him as well be honored here, and the crowd gave him a standing ovation. So we want to say rest in peace to Michael Williams. He's definitely missed here in the George Washington community.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more you can say about that. It was an unfortunate event that shook this team to its core before they even tipped the ball off this winter, and to be able to pay tribute to them on the last night of their regular season just seems fitting then.
It sure does. And let's get back to that first half, because it was a phenomenal first half for the Continentals. They came out firing on all cylinders, knocking down a couple of threes early. You see the score there. Pretty lopsided. Justin, what did you see from the Continentals?
I mean, it was, even though it's lopsided on the scoreboard, it's not really lopsided when you go into the scoring in depth. Hickenbottom was 1 of 2 from the floor, 1 of 1 from the free throw line for 3 points. Isaac Liggins, you mentioned, he has 4 points, 2 of 5 from the field. Aaron Hampton, he's perfect, 2 of 2 from behind the arc, 4 of 4 from the field combined for 10 points. Kendall Matthews, 1 of 2 from three-point land for 3 points. Donovan Johnson, he's 2 of 6 for 4. Jackson, he is 2 of 3, 1 of 1 from the foul line, 4 of 5. And then Antoine Hearns is 5 of 7, 1 of 3 from behind the arc, 2 of 2 from the line for 13 points. As a team, they are shooting 4 of 10 from behind the arc for 40%, 15 of 29 from 2 for 52%, and 4 of 4 from the field at 53% combined.
There you have it, the quick scoring recap for the Continentals. We'll take a quick break here on IPSathletics.tv. We'll be right back with second half action. As we get ready for the start of the third quarter here on IPSathletics.tv, I want to remind everyone that our halftime was brought to you by Bertner Electric. They do more than service repairs. They also wire new homes all around the Indianapolis area. You can ask your builder to use Bertner Electric when you build a new home. For free estimates, call 317-565-7779. And Justin, you touched on the Continentals before the half. Real quick, let's give a quick recap of what the Knights were able to do in the first half.
Yeah, Cam Horge, he was 1 of 7 from the field, 0 of 3 from behind the arc with 2. King Jameson, he was 2 of 10 from the field, 0 of 4 from behind the arc, 3 of 4 from the foul line for 7. And Chris Hatfield, 2 of 2 from the field, but 0 of 4 from the foul stripe for 4.
Donovan Johnson starts off with a miss. Luggins with the quick rebound, and Hearns with another. He's going to pull this back out and reset things here for the first possession of the third quarter, brought to you by Piper Logistics. And there's a piping hot three-pointer from Kendall Matthews. He's got 2 of those on the night. Good drive there by Horge. And I believe that quick foul is going to be on Hearns. That will be his second of the night. So Horge will head to the line for 2. And Justin, I told you, the trivia is going to begin. Let's start with an easy one. What year was George Washington High School founded?
No idea.
1927. And here, I'll fire a twofer for you. What was their early nickname given to the school?
Again, no idea.
The home of planes and trains, because they're so close to the airport. And also, right behind their football field, they've got a handful of railroad tracks. So, starting off 0 for 2. Not a great start. Quick miss there from Matthews. Knights bringing it the other way. All the way into the paint up. No good on the finish, but Thomas able to draw the foul. All right, here, we'll keep them coming. There's rapid fire coming now. How many state championships has Washington won in basketball?
2.
C. All right, 1 for 3. As Thomas is able to hit there on the first free throw and hits the second. So he's now got 5 points on the night. Donovan Johnson, the senior, with 4 points. Great pass over to Liggins. He capitalizes, hits his first three-pointer of the night. All right, I got another one for you. How many NBA players went to George Washington? Keith's trying to help you out. I'm just going to tell you he's wrong.
I'll go with 4.
10 players that played at George Washington went on to play in the NBA. Pretty impressive. Not too many high schools, I could say, around the state can probably support that number. So a great history here at George Washington High School. As they miss on both free throws there, the Knights. Liggins with the rebound. Hampton with it up top, looking to work against this Knights defense. Three-pointer there from Donovan Johnson. He adds his 7th point of the night. Good dish down low to Hatfield. Can't connect from point blank. Quickly the other way is Matthews. They've got numbers. Johnson thought about it. And it looks like that's going to be a travel. All right, true or false? The AD for the Continentals, Scott Hicks, is he an Indiana Hall of Famer? Yes or no, true or false?
True.
All right, there we go. Back at 50%. Nice. Here's another one for you. Darren Fitzgerald, don't know if you know who that is. He graduated from Washington in 1983. He is what number all time on Butler's scoring list? 1 through 5, what number is he?
3rd.
Nailed it. All right, you're back in the positive side. 3 for 5 now. As Hampton swings the ball around up top. Johnson, we saw, just hit a 3 a little bit ago. Back to Hampton. Jackson to Johnson. Another one. Back-to-back threes for the senior. I believe we're going to have a quick timeout here. And I think it is a full timeout from Math and Science, so we'll take a break here on IPSathletics.tv.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
After that timeout from the Knights, George Washington leading here on senior night 54-20. Ben Wood alongside Justin Griffiths, and we've gotten inside the trivia half of this game. I don't think you were prepared for it, but you're doing pretty well so far. Everyone at home, just want to let you guys know Justin is 3 for 5 with a little bit of help from our producer Keith Myers. He's been around the block. He's pretty familiar with these Continentals, so he's been helping out. Let's get more recent now. When was the last time George Washington won a sectional game?
I'll go 2 years ago.
A little longer than that. It was back in 2015. And here, I've got a fun one for you. We mentioned that George Washington High School was founded in 1927. What used to be used on the grounds before George Washington High School? What did it used to be used for?
The fair.
Close. It was the former circus grounds. I'll give you that one. Quick travel there from the Knights. It's going to go back the other way for the Continentals. And we mentioned this is the season finale here on IPSathletics.tv. The regular season finale. We're going to have more basketball for you coming up here on IndianaSRN. As of right now, we're going to be at 5 different sectional sites, so be on the lookout for that. I can name off the top of my head. I know we're going to be covering Traders Point. On the radio side, we're going to be at
Lutheran.
We're going to be at Lutheran, what our very own Jimmy Cook likes to call the sectional group of death there
Sectional
at Tech.
10.
Yeah, that has to be hands down
one of the toughest. And
I would say the toughest. There's no argument. I think it is the toughest considering all the teams across there.
Well, I'll give you the toughest in the South. I don't know. You're from the region, so.
Yeah. I mean, you can go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I don't know much about the region when it comes to sectional play, but I'll definitely say sectional 10 coming from the South. That is sectional of death.
Horridge able to hit from 3. And I would say in the region, it was probably the one that I was used to getting destroyed in as a high school player for the Highland Trojans. We never really stood a chance because we were going against the likes of Gary Westside, the Munster Mustangs, and then also the Lake Central Indians, who Glenn Robinson played for. Mitch McGarry also played for as well. So they were very talented. But I'd say that one's got some tough teams in it. Also has the Lowell Red Devils, who Chris Mantis, who's going to Appalachian State, he actually broke Lowell's all-time scoring record, scored 53 points just the other night. So he's an impressive player to look out for up there. But I just don't think it compares when you look at every team across that board. I think if you took any of those teams in that sectional 10 and put them in a different one, I'd say they'd be the favorite to win most likely.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, you have Addicts, you have LN, Warren, you have LC even. I mean,
and even North Central, you can't sleep on them. They've given a lot of good teams a run for their money this year as Horge is able to string together some points here in the third quarter. And also Arsenal Tech, too, the host team. You got to give them some credit as well as the home team. They're going in to that sectional on a winning streak, but they're going to have a tough task playing Addicts. So we're going to be at Arsenal Tech. We're going to be at Lebanon covering the 3A sectional. Out at Metro covering Traders Point there as well. You mentioned Lutheran. And then also right down the road from our studios at Heritage Christian. And then we'll also be covering Covenant Christian and Park Tutoring University in that sectional. So like I said, IndianaSRN, we're going to have our hands in just about everything around here in the Indianapolis area. And if you want to follow any of those games, you can do so by checking out our website at IndianaSRN.org. Also, you can go to the IHSA network. They're going to have all games as well, as we are an official affiliate. Nice three-point shot there from Jackson.
And Coach Hawkins mentioning on the sectional draw, the Sagarin ratings for sectional 10. Ellen 3rd, Cathedral 4th, Warren Central 7, North Central 8, Attucks 9, LC 20, and Tech number 97.
That is insane. That's insane. Don't know how it happens. I guess it's just the right time. All those teams are playing some of their best basketball as of late. So just really good teams. And like I said, you do not want to miss that. Any game is going to be an entertaining one, as there's a corner three from Hearns. He had the hot hand, led all scorers in that first half. And we're going to have another timeout. I believe that's a full timeout. So we'll take a quick break here. Third quarter brought to you by Piper Logistics here on IPSathletics.tv.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Back here on IPSathletics.tv. Want to remind everyone that tonight's game is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is your local full-service John Deere dealer. Browse our selection online or come in and test drive. Get in that yellow seat today. Equipment built to last. Save big. 12501 Reynolds Drive in Fishers, Indiana. You can reach them at 317-849-0810. Knights with the basketball here, trailing big time on senior night here against Washington. And Justin, unfortunately, the Knights didn't seem like they really stood a chance even from the first couple possessions.
No, I mean, when Washington starts out 5 of 5 from the field, it's going to be a rough night regardless. And unfortunately for math and science, Washington just took off like a shot and never really slowed down. Still isn't slowing down. I got a trivia question for you,
All right,
Ben.
let's hear it.
You're an NBA guy, and we just mentioned that 10 Continentals went to the NBA. In junior college basketball this year, how many current or former JUCO guys are in the NBA?
I'm going to say 7.
I was going to say Keith is wrong with 5. You're wrong at 7. 13.
13, okay, so I had to about double mine. All right.
Well, and these are some of the players that you might not even think of. Jimmy Butler. He's a JUCO guy.
Okay, I know he went to Marquette, but he must have started off JUCO.
Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler Junior College down there in Texas is where Jimmy Butler started at. Then you have Jay Crowder, Holmes from Sacramento.
Rashawn Holmes, I believe, right?
Yep. Chris Boucher.
Boucher. You got it. It's the French. Hearns with the slam.
Makes sense. He plays for the Raptors.
Yeah, you would not think some of those players came from JUCO.
No. Kendrick Williams from that plays on OKC. Daquan Jeffers, Sacramento. Jay Scrub. Now, granted, that Jay Scrub is in the NBA. He's in the G League. And he's the latest one to be drafted from John A. Logan College. Mason Jones, Broderick Thomas, DeLon Wright, James Ennis III, and David Nwamba. I'm taking a stab on that one.
Yeah, it's close enough. We'll give you full credit on that one. So Cam Hodge at the free throw line. We mentioned the junior averaging 18 points per game And no, while we've said Indiana Math and Science really didn't stand a chance in this one, they've got a lot to build on this season. A very young team. They've only got 3 seniors on their squad as well. First-year head coach in Terrence Johnson, so he's got a young group of guys that he can really mold, and hopefully if these guys can stick together, they can look in maybe the next season or two to have a winning record and maybe do some damage in their sectional as well. So 27-65, the score here at Washington as the threes continue to rain down in the second half. That one, I believe, was by Hickenbottom, the junior guard. Very solid shooter on the year, and the defensive pressure has not let up.
No, and that's one thing that I really love about these Continentals is regardless, they are putting the pressure on Math and Science.
Minute to go here in the third quarter. I want to remind everyone that tonight's game is brought to you by Chimney Solutions. Look no further than Chimney Solutions, Indiana. Since our very first customer, we've been committed to delivering the highest level of customer care and the most professional and reliable chimney and fireplace services. Call us today for service at 317-757-9679. And the final here coming from the 3A Girls State Championship. I believe it was Linton Stockton on top. 2A State Championship. It was Linton Stockton 63 over Tipton 35. Big win there for Linton Stockton. 25. Oh, wow, even bigger of a deficit. So Linton Stockton, I know they're familiar faces around there, was able to come back with another state championship. Ball gets stuck. You see Liggins. I wish I could do that. Just jump up there and grab it with 2 hands. Must be nice.
Yep.
Keith Myers letting us know he used to be able to do that. Says he could probably still do it. I would put money on it. Lots of money, actually. Oh, he's saying he's saying a 4-foot rim. Okay, that's a lot more understandable.
Yeah.
All right, baseline out of bounds here for the Knights. Let's see if they can get something going here with 20 seconds to go in this third frame. As they do, nice little floater there from Jaden Mickens. Last possession here for the Continentals in the third quarter. Balance over to Hickenbottom as he drives to the paint. Going to draw the foul. All right, Justin, got another trivia question here for you. We mentioned that Washington has won 2 state championship titles, and their last one came in 1969. They went undefeated that year. How many games did they win?
25.
31-0. That team led by Billy Keller, who went on to play for Purdue, and also George McGinnis, former ABA MVP, played for the Indiana Hoosiers. He was the first ever player in Indiana basketball history to have a triple-double. Balance connects on both of those to reach the 70-point mark. 6.3 left here in the third frame. The pressure continues. And a turnover from the Knights. Great dish and find and one. Antoine Hearns, he's been on fire tonight.
Yeah, he really has. And again, and one opportunity. He's 2 of 2 from the foul line. Going into the last minute, or second and 2/10 of this third quarter.
And he can give credit to his teammates' defense there and the phenomenal find as the final buzzer sounds of the third quarter. We head into the fourth and final frame here on IPSathletics.tv. It's Washington all over Indiana Math and Science. Don't go anywhere here on IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. You know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year, all sorts of sports. Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Fourth quarter here on IPSathletics.tv on senior night. George Washington leading Indiana Math and Science 72-29. Ben Wood alongside me, Justin Griffiths. This fourth quarter is brought to you by your Indiana High School Athletic Association. It's going to be Washington with the ball. We saw before the end of the third quarter that steal and nice find to Antoine Hearns to get the and one. He's been just great tonight. By far the best player on the court tonight.
Yeah, he really has been. And again, it's one of these things where it just clicks for you. And good job by Washington to be able to be in it all game long.
Good block there by Hatfield, but on the other side of it, who else? Hearns. The full court pressure continues here from the Continentals, up almost 50 points. Kind of weird to see, but I guess, they don't want to let their foot off the gas. Sectionals right around the corner. Want to remind everyone we're going to have a bunch of sectional coverage here on IndianaSRN.org. And Washington going to be playing Beech Grove. They're actually 3-1 against their opponents in that sectional, but unfortunately that one loss came to Beech Grove, who they open up against. On the other side, Math and Science going to be playing Traders Point at the Metro sectional. We're going to have that game actually on IndianaSRN on the radio side Tuesday night at around 7:30. You can turn into that one. A little up and under. Nice little jelly roll there from Hearns. Three-point shot there from Jimison, rattles out. Quick outlet pass the other way. Here comes a dunk. Ooh, baby. Hearns just laying it on thick. He's had a handful of points here the last couple minutes. A couple nice dunks as well. And
then a steal.
Woo! Hickenbottom rising up. You can see everyone going crazy there on Washington's bench. That's probably something they haven't seen all season. Hickenbottom's throwing it down. So they love to see it. We love to see it. At least we're getting a show here. Not the closest of contests, but it's been exciting. As there's a foul on the defensive side. And I also want to say George Washington seems to have cleaned it up on the defensive side in the second half. Not so many fouls. That was their one problem there in the first half.
Yeah, it really was. And again, good to see Coach mention that in the halftime. Able to clean it up a little bit more here. And once again, holding Math and Science to 11 points in the third quarter.
Ford just had a quiet game tonight. We mentioned 18 points, his average on the season. He's able to score a few baskets here in the second half.
He has 7 by my tally.
Yep. He's also kind of struggled at the free throw line. 63% shooter on the year. He's about right there on that average. Three-point shot from Matthews. Can't connect. And the Knights bring it the other way. Just under 6 to go here in this final quarter. Another steal from Hearns. Tries to finish with a nice little finger roll. Leaves it short at the front of the rim. Jump ball here. Looks like possession is going to go towards Math and Science. The pressure continues here from the Continentals. And I want to say, Justin, I think half the reason why they are still pressing is because they want to get run-out dunks and put on a show for the crowd. I could be wrong, but that's my only justification for it I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the things where you kind of scratch. Again, the foul trouble was my key or my takeaway from the first half. This one is pressing when you're up by 50. But, again, you're getting ready for Beech Grove, which is going to be a tough opponent.
It sure is. And unfortunately, I was looking most forward to seeing LaTravion Enright tonight, and I want to know what the situation is with him, if he's just getting some rest. As Liggins got the steal, but good hustle by the Knights to stay with it. As Liggins stays with it for the two-handed flush. And
he's fouled.
They're going to call the foul. They are indeed. So that foul is going to go against King Jimison, the freshman. So I believe Liggins is going to head back to the line here. As now Jaquan Bridges gets into the game for the first time, the junior guard seeing some action. Antoine Hearns probably getting benched for the rest of the night. He had a great showing, led all scorers. Liggins able to convert on the three-point play. Some good defense initially here from Bridges. A little too handsy. He'll have to tone that back a little bit. He's wiping off those hands. He says, okay, I'll pull him back. The Knights get some players out on the court for the first time tonight. Love to see some players that usually don't get too many minutes here in these last 4.5 minutes get some action, as it's a 1-and-1 opportunity now for Cam Horge. Can't convert on the front end. And here's Bridges with 2 points into the game. Gets a quick 2. As we get ready to wrap up this game once again here at IndianaSRN and IPSathletics.tv, we just want to give a warm shout out once again to Ken Roseman. Can't say enough about the great coach, great father, great teacher, all around great man. We know he's been a long-time contributor to this George Washington community, as well as the basketball team. Most importantly, the basketball team was around with the squad for about half the season last year before he had to step away. He's been following closely with this team, getting his hand involved. I'm sure he's been giving a lot of pointers to first-time head coach Aaron Hogg. And I'm sure Coach Hogg has been very receptive of it too, because Ken Roseman, great basketball mind. He has 2 sons, one in middle school, the other one playing over at Bishop Chatard. So that Roseman family sure does know basketball.
Yeah, they really do. And again, big supporter he has been of us here at IndianaSRN. So we're just happy to be able to give back a little bit.
And Liggins with another two-handed flush.
You know, again, we did a fair amount of their games last year. We were able to launch IPSathletics.tv, and so to put these kids on the air more, and that's what it's really all about.
Oh yeah, it's all about the kids. It's fun to see them come out here, and even in games like this, when it's not the closest score-wise, you can still see they're having fun out there. They're competing. They're trying to work on different things. As we see a timeout here, as they're going to talk things over real quickly, 30-second timeout. But it's just awesome that we're able to have this platform and have this voice to give to these young men. And hopefully this is something that they can hold with them even past their playing career. They can go back and say, hey, look, I was able to play on TV. I can watch this forever. So they're able to hold these memories with them. And hopefully this is our first inaugural season here on IPSathletics.tv. But hopefully it's the first of many, because the IPS Athletics, we mentioned this George Washington team. They've had a long storied history. And without us, these can be forgotten, you know.
Yeah.
And you see just up there on the other side, there's at least, I'd say, a dozen jerseys up there hanging up. Most of those guys had a part in the history of Indianapolis, not only in George Washington's history, but just showing pride in the city of Indianapolis.
Yeah, and again, it's not just George Washington and IPS Athletics. We have another historic team in Crispus Attucks.
Probably one of the most historic
teams. Yeah, that
teams
is easily one of the best historic teams. Shortridge as well. Again, historic up and down for IPS, and we're just happy to be able to kick this off the right way. And
now they're going to give a standing ovation here, I'm guessing, to their seniors. Let them come out and let the crowd hear it. Great move there by Coach Hogg.
And intentionally taking the turnover to do it, too. That is.
So, we still see some seniors out there, I believe. But we also got to see, I believe, number 25 come into the game, as well as number 20, James Holder. So some fresh faces getting some minutes here. As we're under 3 minutes here on senior night, the regular season finale here on IPSathletics.tv. This fourth quarter is brought to you by your IHSAA. We want to thank our fans for their continued commitment to promote good sportsmanship. Remember, the folks in black and white shirts are doing this job for our student athletes. Be respectful. Thank you. And Justin, I know you touched on about last week or the other week a really cool story that happened with the Big Ten and some of our Indiana high school officials.
Yeah, I mean, it was Big Ten. It was about 50, 60 years ago, where a IHSAA official and coach for a Lafayette area school was standing in line to purchase a ticket to watch the Purdue-Michigan State ball game. It was snowing really bad. The regular Big Ten officials couldn't get to the game at all. The assistant athletic director, who was coaching a referee's course, this guy took the course, and so the assistant athletic director was just like, "Hey, do you still have your license?" He goes, "Yeah." "I'm going to put you in a cop car, go to your house, get your equipment. You're doing the game." And he goes, "I have another guy coming with you." So they show up. Both coach of Purdue and Michigan State go, "We know you're regularly a high school official. Just let these guys play a little bit. Don't call everything too tight." They were able to do so. There was no incidents whatsoever. Both coaches' staff said no incidents. Both guys called a good game, and they got paid $100 at the time.
And they got paid. There we go.
And they got gas money, which unfortunately ended up to being about 10 cents.
Okay. So that didn't help out so much, but that is a really cool story. And I bet for those two guys, that probably had to be one of their wildest dreams, maybe coming true. Probably something they never even thought would happen.
No, and the official that the story was mainly about, he was, shell-shocked, and it was just amazing. He petitioned later on to continue to be a Big Ten official. He just never got the opportunity, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate, but a really cool story. I know that was highlighted earlier this year.
Last week the Indy Star wrote a very good article about it.
As Washington continuing to play here, they've got 90 points on the board with just under 2 minutes to go.
And the reason they highlighted it, Ben, is because last week, we had that big snowstorm that dumped 8 inches around the Lafayette area. Well, I mentioned in the story, it was a snowstorm that caused that cancellation for the Big Ten officials, but Purdue played Michigan State the night after.
Okay. So very timely, just with everything going on. Score here 90-36. Once again on senior night.
And I'll throw one more trivia question your way regarding junior college basketball.
All right, I'm going to nail it.
There's one Hall of Fame coach in both the NCAA and the NJCAA.
John Wooden.
No.
Okay.
That coached at Purdue. That started at Hutchinson, Kansas.
Gene Cady?
Yes.
All right, there we go.
Gene Cady came from Hutch to Purdue in the 85 season. That is when Cady started coaching Purdue, and he went all the way up to 2005, and then Coach Painter took over in the 05-06 season.
Justin, I'd say that was a pretty good coaching hire. Pretty good find.
Yeah, I mean, and Matt Painter played for Coach Cady as well, so yeah. And again, as we get ready for March, the March Madness is going to stay in the state of Indiana this year with Hinkle Fieldhouse, Farmers Coliseum, Lucas Oil, and then the Assembly Hall down in Bloomington and Mackey Arena are all hosting the tournament this year.
And we know everyone across the country, and especially here in Indiana, we know Indiana is all about basketball, but this year more than ever, because we're going to be having the boys high school state tournament wrapping up right when the D1 tournament's going to start. The D2 tournament is taking place here in Indiana as well.
Down in Evansville and Terre Haute, yes.
And then also, I believe, in Fort Wayne, the D3 national tournament will be taking place there. And then also, before all that even starts, the Big Ten conference tournament got moved to Indianapolis. It was originally supposed to be in Chicago. So anything basketball happening in the month of March and April will be taking place here in Indiana. And that's the way I think most Hoosiers would say it should be.
Yeah.
But, of course, we got to spread the love to everyone else on normal circumstances.
Yeah, we got to get – yeah. And, again, great job. And the reason why the boys' tournament has been pushed back a couple weeks is because of the NCAA tournament coming to town.
And that's a good reason why. We'll take a quick break here on IndianaSRN on IPSathletics.tv.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo.
You see my kid?
Yeah.
Crowd here at George Washington High School listening to a little bit of Waka Flocka. They've been doing it all night long here, putting 90 points on the board against Indiana Math and Science here on IPSathletics.tv as we wind down the fourth quarter. I want to remind everyone that this broadcast was brought to you by your IHSAA and also here on IndianaSRN. Unlike most broadcasters, our funding comes primarily from donations and school subscriptions. Help us put more kids on TV by contacting us at coach@IndianaSRN.org. Or you just hit that donate button on our website, IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. We really thank you. And we want to thank everyone tonight for tuning in to this special edition, the season finale for the regular season here on IPSathletics.tv, our inaugural season with IPS Athletics. George Washington picking up the win here on senior night in a big way, 93-44. Ben Wood alongside Justin Griffiths. Justin, wrap this up for me real quickly.
Yeah, Isaac Liggins had finished with 12 points. Kendall Matthews finished with 8. Donovan Johnson finished with 12. And then leading all scorers on both sides, Hearns finished with 24 points.
There you go. Those were the three seniors, and Hearns the leading scorer for the Continentals. Want to thank my producer, Keith Myers. Usually I'm on the other end. He's in my seat tonight, so that was a good thing to see. Chance Middleton, my guy out there at George Washington on the camera. And once again, we want to thank everyone for watching here on IndianaSRN. I want to remind everyone to go to our website, IndianaSRN.org, because we're going to have Indiana Math and Science playing Traders Point on Tuesday on our radio site at 7:30. We're also going to be at 4 other sectional sites, so be sure to keep up with us. Want to thank everyone once again for tuning in tonight, and want to wish everyone a good weekend and a good rest of their night here as we're going to sign off one final time. Ben Wood for Justin Griffiths. Thanks for watching, everyone.